Hey everybody, my name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and welcome to 10 things you might not know about Call of Duty Warzone on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. We've put together a list of tips, tricks, and secrets that will help you beat the battlefield, graduate from the gulag, and maybe even get that elusive win. If you find out something new about Warzone from this video, then please drop a like on it below and subscribe to the channel for more like this. If we can hit 1,000 likes on this video, then I'll drop my beginner's guide to everything Call of Duty Warzone. So let's jump into the tips. Don't forget, we live stream on Twitch every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, so if you want to ask me any questions or see some live gameplay, then head over to twitch.tv/thebeardguys. Number 1. Vehicles in Warzone are a lot different to vehicles you may be used to in other games. They all handle like RC cars regardless of weight, size, and the laws of gravity, and they also allow you to leap out at full speed without taking any damage whatsoever. If you are used to playing PUBG, you might be avoiding getting out of any vehicle that is traveling faster than about 2 miles an hour for fear of certain death. But in Warzone, that is no concern, as you can happily jump out of any moving vehicle to engage your rather surprised enemies. Just remember to pull your parachute if you decide to do it out of a helicopter. Number 2. If you find the circular minimap not to your tastes, you can go into your settings and change it to become a square version. Both have their pros and cons, but personally I prefer the square one as it shows me a little bit more of the surrounding area than the default option. Number 3. If all 3 members of your squad use a UAV at the same time, your UAV will turn into a super UAV similar to the orbital VSAT, and this will show all enemies on the whole map and the directions they are facing. Whether this is more useful than using 3 normal UAVs staggered over time is questionable, but it is certainly pretty cool. Given how cheap UAVs are and that people don't really have their perks right at the start of the game to have ghost and avoid being spotted by a UAV, this could potentially be used as a very early game strat to get the lay of the land and see which areas are very hot early game and which areas are a little bit quieter. Number 4. We all know that while standing around spectating in the gulag, that you can throw rocks at people to stun them and do a tiny amount of damage, as well as calling out help to your teammates. But you can also spend your time in the waiting area happily spray painting your enemies ridiculous colors, which can potentially make them easier to spot when you fight them. And even if it doesn't, it makes them look incredibly stupid. You can access the spray paint wheel by using up on the D-pad on controller or by holding T on PC. Number 5. Scattered around the Warzone battlefield are a series of secret bunkers with keypads next to them that you can interact with. Doing so doesn't seem to do anything at the moment, but we don't really know if there is a way of opening these that we haven't figured out yet, or more likely in my opinion that they are a feature that is not yet unlocked in the game. YouTuber Sour did some brilliant work digging into the details of these bunkers and finding information on the Call of Duty website which hinted that they would have the highest tier possible loot available in the game inside these bunkers. I'll put a link to his video down in the description as it is well worth checking out. Number 6. This little tip may just save your life someday. Did you know that you can replace armor plates whilst you're reviving someone? If you hold down the button to replace your armor and then press and hold the button to revive after the armor plate animation begins, your character will revive your teammate whilst also replacing their armor at the same time. This is incredibly useful and also works with other actions in the game, so it's well worth trying to smash an armor plate on whilst you go about other lengthy in-game interactions. Number 7. And back into the gulag. This one really took me by surprise, and I think we're going to see more and more of these clips pop up. Did you know that throwing rocks while spectating actually can blow up claymores, mines, and even grenades in mid-air? These insane clips have started to surface on the web now, so if you see someone put down a claymore in the gulag, do your best to try and ruin their day. Number 8. I feel like this secret is going to get patched out pretty soon, but for the time being, you can actually strap C4 and claymores onto a recon drone, fly it over to the enemy, and then have your teammates detonate it, turning your recon drone into a flying machine of death. And the drone doesn't even get destroyed by the C4 going off. It's hilarious, it's stupid, it's broken, and I recommend trying it out whilst it's still in the game. Number 9. For a lot of new players, myself included, my initial reaction was to use the Overkill perk on my loadouts so that I could have 2 primary guns of choice. If you do this, however, you can't run the Ghost perk, which is insanely useful to help you hide from UAVs. A good way around this is to have one loadout with Overkill on it and your 2 guns of choice, and then another loadout with just the perks that you want on it, such as Ghost, and then what you do in game is try and get 2 loadout drops during a game. It's not that hard to hit 2 loadouts in one game, and you can get your Overkill loadout first, get the guns you want, then get another loadout drop later in the game, take your setup with Ghost on it, your character will drop the 2 guns that you had on the floor, and you can then pick them back up and have 2 primary weapons without having to use the Overkill perk and wasting a slot. Number 10. Last but by no means least, if you are playing on a controller and you're finding holding down X or square to open crates, pick up items and perform other interactions in game a little bit slow, you can change this to be a single tap by going into settings, controller, and then changing the user reload behavior setting to contextual tap. So those are our 10 things you might not know about Call of Duty Warzone. Hopefully you found that video useful. If you did, feel free to click the like button down below, and don't forget to come and check out our live stream on twitch.tv/thebeardguys.
I'm gonna jump right down the middle here.
Cool.
And then kill myself.
Oh, yeah, smashed
What
it,
an
mate.
idiot.
I'm on my way, Lammy. Hang in there.
I need it.